As we look at the two quarterbacks in this matchup, this should be a barn burner. You have Patrick Mahomes going against Justin Herbert, two quarterbacks that fantasy owners love to have on their team. The better fantasy quarterback in this matchup has to be Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes lit up the Cardinals defense for 360 passing yards and 5 touchdowns in week 1. And now he has the Chargers defense, who gave up 295 passing yards to Derek Carr. Look for Mahomes to pass it all over this defense. Now on the other side, we have Herbert, who should have a good day himself against the Chiefs secondary that should be able to be exploited by Herbert's arm. Both quarterbacks should be fine in this matchup. I have Patrick Mahomes as a start and Justin Herbert as a start in this matchup, where you should see both sides put up some fireworks. As far as the running backs go, we need to talk about Austin Ekeler and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Austin Ekeler should be the best running back in this matchup, and there's absolutely no competition in his backfield for touches. Ekeler is not only busy on the ground, but also effective through the air. With the possibility of Keenan Allen missing this game, look for Ekeler to be even more involved in the passing game. On the other side, you have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who looked really good in week 1. Now for those of you who just look at the box score, you would say, hey, Isaiah Pacheco had more carries, more yards, and a touchdown more than Edwards-Helaire. But I wouldn't say that just so fast. Pacheco only had 2 yards rushing on 2 carries before he was inserted due to a blowout. After the Chiefs were up 44-15 in the fourth quarter, Pacheco finally got his 3rd carry of the game, and then he started to put up some good work in garbage time. This is Clyde Edwards-Helaire's backfield, and unless there is a blowout against the Chargers, which I don't see happening, Pacheco will be a non-factor. I have Austin Ekeler as a start, as well as Clyde Edwards as a start. If Keenan Allen misses the game, which I think will be the case, then I believe Austin Ekeler is a slam dunk. If Allen plays, then I don't see either Ekeler or Edwards having a huge game. Even with that being said, I see them both as a start in week 2. Now let's look at the wide receivers in this matchup. Starting on the Chargers side, we have Keenan Allen, who I believe will miss the game with a hamstring injury, Mike Williams, who I think will be a prime target for this offense, and someone who not many people saw coming in DeAndre Carter. Herbert did an amazing job at spreading the ball around to 7 players that had 4 targets each. With Keenan Allen expected to miss the game, look for Williams to lead his group of receivers with DeAndre Carter and Joshua Palmer as secondary options. I see Williams eating up these targets in this role. Now let's go ahead and move on to the Chiefs wide receivers, and there's really some great options here. It starts with Juju Smith-Schuster, then Marquez Valdes-Scantling, then Mecole Hardman. The benefit that all 3 of these players have is that they play with the quarterback Mahomes. He loves launching the football down the field. Look for all of these receivers to get plenty of work in this matchup. I have Mike Williams as a start, Juju Smith-Schuster as a start, Marquez Valdes-Scantling as a start, DeAndre Carter as a start, and Joshua Palmer as a start. I have Keenan Allen and Mecole Hardman as sits. You see, I see Mike Williams, Smith-Schuster, and Valdes-Scantling as the main players to target in this matchup. I see Carter and Palmer as doing just enough to warrant a flex start, and then Keenan Allen, because I expect him to be out, I don't think he has a chance to play just because of that hamstring injury, so I wouldn't start him. The odds of re-injury is so high, even if he did play, I wouldn't risk playing him if he is slated to play. Lastly, Mecole Hardman is someone that I have come accustomed to not trusting. I would just sit him. Lastly, let's look at my most anticipated position and talk about these 2 tight ends. We have Travis Kelce and Gerald Everett. These 2 should be in prime spots to flourish. Kelce is a no-brainer. At this point, if you don't know that Kelce's a lock and load, set it and forget it type of player, you may be new. No analysis is needed to justify starting a matchup-proof player like Kelce. Now on the other side, we have Gerald Everett, who I believe will be extremely active in this passing game. I'm projecting for at least 6 targets for the big tight end, with what I would expect to be an inactive Keenan Allen. Look at both of these guys to put up some solid numbers for your fantasy team in week 2. I have both Travis Kelce and Gerald Everett as starts in this matchup. I see these tight ends putting up double-digit fantasy numbers in what should be a high-flying matchup.